Greetings, beloved co-creator. I am Gilles Mancillon, and I come very briefly to you today. Sorry, to discuss of a few things about those times that we are living in. I hope those messages will have meaning for you. Of course, everything I'm talking about here is purely my understanding, my consciousness, my knowledge, my beliefs. Although most of those things are beyond belief, those are the things that have been revealed into my consciousness that I'm called to share with you. It is clear that I'm not trying to sell you on anything. You have to decide what's right, what's wrong. There is no right or wrong, but there are certain things that serves you and certain things that do not serve you. So you have to make a choice and decide for yourself. It is also clear that those messages for the atheist consciousness must be completely insane, or not insane, but completely fantastic. For a material being, that someone whose consciousness is completely material, the world of spirit, being invisible, is non-existent. It has no reality, and that is what most of humanity is trying to live right now. This materialistic consciousness, and the whole universe, the whole energies are all the energies of the universe are assisting to that process, slowly but surely. Yet for a spiritual being, the material reality is purely holographic. It is just a field of reality, a field of experience that we integrated in order to understand, to bring the dark and light together, to move into a higher love, to understand the law of cause and effect. So it is all, life is but a mirror. And so the more you are able to realize that every time you make a change within yourself, the whole of reality is being changed. So essentially the process is to grow into more love, more to learn to love more, to love better, to be more wise, to be more powerful in the expression and the experience of that love. For that, it is an exercise that you can do. If you can know that your essence is love, and that everything without exception is love, the world will, the more you are able to integrate that within your consciousness, the more the universe will reflect to you that love. And so, but for that we have to lose the intransigence. There is to have to accept that all things are part of are growing and evolving, and everybody's on their level of consciousness. So you have to accept whatever happens is part of the process. There is even in the darkest places there is the presence of light, of love, and so you have to trust God, trust the universe. And if possible, focus on the beauty, focus on the good, because it's always there, and that's what you want to mainly put your attention towards, so you can enjoy your life and be free. For that, we want to have a mind that is open, as empty as possible, as neutral as possible, and also emotional neutrality is very important, because that so we are not moved. We are not as disturbed by our emotion. For my challenge, most of my challenge in this lifetime has been my physical body, the third dimension, and my emotional body, the fourth dimension. For the fifth dimension, my mental body has been in the fifth dimension for many years, and so I'm quite integrated with my spiritual self. But it's my physical earth plane stuff that I'm working on, and so, but those things will eventually break through for me, I assume. I trust. And so it is about finding the balance, balancing things out, stopping the pendulum of duality, if possible, returning to center. For when we go out, we create, we do things, we dream, we make, we communicate. But no matter what's happening in the outer world, it is good to know that we have the power to return to center, where it's completely neutral. And from there we are able to, everything will get reorganized, and we can remove again. my essential process has been about developing lucidity, compassion, and courage, which is lucidity is about being able to receive the light, to do this meditation, to get enlightened. Compassion is about expressing love and how to express that love and to be good to others, to do good deed. And wisdom is the integration of all the knowledge, all the love, all the power. And so there is so it is good to have some kind of spiritual discipline to show that you are progressing, that you can prove to yourself, but even when you feel you're regressing, you are still progressing. Do not judge yourself. It is part of the process to dance in this way, to move forward and backwards. We all have good days and bad days. When the day is good, just be shine your light, bring optimism, joy, make people laugh, be happy, and share this joy, for it communicates and it snowballs eventually. But when the day is difficult, do not project too much frustration into the other world if you can, because it is only it's just something that is passing through. There is a lot of energy that is being transmuted right now, some dark energies as well, and so as light workers we have assumed a certain responsibility to transmute some of these energies. So we are helping the whole human community, the whole humanity, the whole planet with integrating some of these darker energies and turning it into light. Because we cannot ever eliminate the light, eliminate ignorance. It's futile. It's something futile. If you believe that someone believes that he can do that, then the darkness is being suppressed into the subconscious, and then you will re-emerge at an unexpected time and then take control over your whole reality. So it's about integrating this light and darkness, meaning not being in judgment of yourself, to understand that you have strengths and weaknesses. Of course you want to augment your strengths and diminish your weaknesses, but accept your weaknesses as part of you, something that's unique to you as well as your light. And of course call on for help whenever you need it. Call on the Archangel, call on Michael, call on Gabriel, call on Raphael, call on Uriel, call on your guides, call on the Christ, call on the Buddha. Those beings are here and waiting. You can count on them. They will always serve you right, for they operate from a higher level of wisdom. And basically what we want is to eliminate everything that's below the Christ consciousness level, so anything below unconditional love, that because everything in life should be appreciated from that level. From that level there is only divine grace, there is no more struggling. The Christ consciousness is beyond the individual of life of Jesus, or the office of Christ is something that's universal. It is a bridge between the mortal consciousness to the immortal soul consciousness, and the doorway to the paradise further. So it is something that we can rely on, this unconditional love and forgiveness. Of course you can pray, you can ask God and the universe. The more sincere you are in relationship to your prayer, the more constant you are in relationship to a desire, the faster these things will be brought to you as part of the law of cause and effect. And so all the planets are also here to assist in our alignment. It is right now Mars is going direct, and so that will give us a little bit more willpower. I can feel it already. Now the Sun is moving into Virgo. Happy birthday to all the Virgos. And Jupiter is there, and now Venus and Mercury are also going to be conjuncting with the Sun and Jupiter, so it's all going to be magnified. Then Venus is going to be moving, right now Venus is on the edge because it's going into Libra, which will feel really good into social, when love moves into the social sphere, it always feels good. Then I think it's this week Mercury is going to go retrograde, so we're going to be able to slow down, reassess, reevaluate. We're going to be able to balance out what needs to be balanced out. So the essence is not to judge yourself, not to judge others, to be as open as you can, and to understand that every mistakes are wanted. Every mistake is what leads us to ourself and to our empowerment. However, we have certain behavior patterns that we need to change, so it does require a certain act of will in order to make a choice, to let go of those things that are dead weight on ourselves, in order to allow to make space for new things that that the universe will bring to us. Of course, we do not know. We have to trust that moving into the unknown, into the void, because when we let go of something, there is a void is being created, that something will replace it, that's of a higher frequency. And so we have to have a certain trust, but in essence it's about dancing with the music, to be in the moment of now. That doesn't mean that we cannot make a plan in physical reality, in time, but it's about just being open and not to have a preconceived idea, but to be receptive to whatever moment of now is. If we had an idea, we're coming into a situation, we have certain expectation and idea when we have this we come into this situation, but be open to receive whatever you receive at the moment of the situation is what you should be considering the most, because that's the guidance, that's the wisdom that is being offered, whatever feeling, insight you are receiving. And so the best way to help others is to lead by example, and the more we are able to transform ourselves, the more the world will transform. When we understand and assimilate that our essence is love, and that all of it is love, nothing, there is nothing but love in the universe, then the whole universe will begin to shift and reflect that. It's got no choice but to do that. Of course, it is not easy, because there is so many contrasts in this world, and those contrasts are helping us grow and evolve, and that is because the love of God is allowing those things, no matter how distorted those things can seem to be to the time consciousness. But this life form the life force has no limit. We are infinite beings, so we are able to explore all layers of reality. Reality is like an onion. There is many layers, and so accept where you are and just and seek to. You can aspire to any dream, and of course not all dreams are meant to be realized, but still dream it, imagine, to be curious about life, ask for answer, not necessarily mental answer, but ask for whatever you feel like you need in your life is what you want to ask the universe. The universe will find a way to provide for you eventually, or now, or it depends on your receptivity level. In essence, you do not want to offer advice unless somebody is asking you for advice. So here I'm just doing that because I'm called to make those videos. But as a rule of thumb, it's better to always to let people figure it out by themselves. Everybody's got the mean within themselves to figure it out for themselves. They're all divine creator. We are all love is our essence, wisdom is our essence, power is our essence. We are made of this divine source, and that's all there is in truth. Everything else is but an illusion, and so we have to shift into a consciousness where we can accept that and allow ourselves to grow within. For in the physical plane, we have to move step by step, following the season and the rhythm of the universe. But in our mind, in our consciousness, we have this quantum part of ourselves. We can move into quantum reality and jump 1,000 years ahead if we need to. For there is, when you become able to move into quantum reality, we have to accept the paradox, two things that are maybe two reality that may be completely opposing themselves. That maybe both be true. At the end, there is only one timeline, and only the truth comes out, the higher love of understanding and wisdom and truth. But all timelines are, all realities are just that. They're just experiences on the third and fourth dimension. So we want to let go of all the non-essential in order to get a lighter. To make it lighter for ourselves and to make room for the new. It is kind of important to use those times, those eclipses, those moments that we have this opportunity to let go, to trust that the universe will always be there for us. God, the universe, source, whatever you want to call it, or whatever makes, because everybody's got to determine his relationship to spirit, and since spirit is infinite, there is no. There is just what works and what doesn't work. So every spiritual process, for my process works for me, but it may not work for you. My ideas may work for me, but it may not work for everybody. Like you can never fulfill everybody's expectation. It is not like, but you do want to be able to to feel good in your life, to increase the quality of your life, and the more you are able to do that, the more you discover sense and meaning that it is revealed within your consciousness. For it is not something you make up in your mind; it is something that your higher self reveals. Both meaning and value is being revealed by this great I am presence, which is a very the upper part of ourself, the truest part of ourself. Yet there is many parts of ourself, and all of them need to be integrated in order they have to be accepted and integrated in order to find their place. And once everything is in order, life flows. So another process that there's two processes, because I've been reflecting on what I should communicate on this channel, and I feel like processes is probably what's most useful. So there's two processes that I probably have already been talking about this before, but one is that whenever you have a chance to make a break, to pause, to meditate, to breathe consciously, even if it's just for a few minutes, or take a nap in the afternoon if you can, is to imagine that when you breathe in, you visualize a light that comes into your body and fills your aura, whatever light frequency, color, whatever feels appropriate, or color. Just work with this intake of light, and if you are in a position where you don't feel so good, when you breathe in this light, this oxygen, and then you expire, when you breathe out the stress out, the carbon monoxide, you breathe it out, and that carbon monoxide is what creates the stress within our lungs. So the more we are able to release it, the more oxygen we bring in, the more positive we become. And then when we feel good, it's about breathing in light and breathing out creativity, breathing out love. And the more we are consciously breathing out love, the whole of nature is being ecstatic about our experiencing this love that comes out of us. So the whole of nature, within nature, there is all the keys and codes for our ascension. There is transcendental energies everywhere. Some of them are subtle. They are like minuscule things that happening, and the little details that just, there's all kinds of ways, approaches. Everybody will come to it in its own way, in its own time. What was the other process I was gonna talk about? Well, I guess I will keep it for the next video. But let me see. Well, in any event, I understand that we are all unique, we are all precious, we all came here to assist the planet, to assist, to serve the truth, to serve God, to serve beauty, to serve goodness, to assist humanity, to assist the planet in ascension. And so it is important. We are all unique, we are all important, we are affected by all, and we affect all. Even if it is an invisible process. It is not always like maybe one thought you have can change the world, can change the life of somebody else on another world, on the other side of the galaxy. You never know, for we do not know the ins and outs of our thoughts, intentions, actions, but when we concentrate on being sincere, being more sincere, and even being more sincere, and to be open to be teachable by whatever the universe brings back into our consciousness, when we are expressing our sincerity, then we are able to grow really quickly, really fast, and the more we are able to do that, the more we are able to affect the world around us as well. Of course, some people will not, we have to take gloves, and we do not want to brusque them into too much understanding too fast, for it is like the light. If you have too much light, you get blinded, or salt is wonderful to reveal the taste of the food, but if you put too much salt, it becomes uneatable. So you want to calibrate what you, to be kind in your process of teaching, when you're teaching others, and also know that everybody's got whatever they need, that's already within themselves. So trust them to resolve their own problem. You can assist them, but you do not want to solve their problem. You want to guide them. You want to lead them to that confidence so that they may they will know, they will find that truth within themselves, and it's so much more rewarding when you discover that from within yourself than when somebody does it for you. However, like I said, when you need help, just call on them, call on the Buddha, call on the Christ, call on the archangels, call on the angels, call on your guides. Those beings will be here for you, and more and more they will be manifesting into your life. So I thank you for your presence, for you are unique, and you are we are all here to create this amazing transformation of the human psyche. Soon is going to be this information is going to be brought into the collective consciousness on a much more frontal level, so to speak. But for now, it is a work behind the scene for the most part, and know that we are all here. We need everybody to be in position for the next level. For there is great adventure, great opportunities that will be coming up in the next months and years to come. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.